Hello everyone, Insane Frame here with a different type of video to normal. I thought doing something more inclined with a challenge video, so I decided to dust off my game of Punch Club. And for a game all about punching and kicking, I thought to myself for a bit, is it possible to beat Punch Club without attacking at all? And there's only one way to find out about that, but first off, let us decide the game rule. First rule is we're not allowed to attack the enemy, period. If we attack the enemy, our run is invalid, even once. The second rule is we are not allowed to equip an attack to our hotbar. If I do that, it is an automatic forfeit. Rule number 3 is no glitches or exploits. None of that. That would cheapen the run as far as I'm concerned. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Is it possible to beat Punch Club without attacking? Now for our first fight, we're kind of screwed here as we're not allowed to attack, so I select skip attacks and block, but it quickly becomes apparent we are going to need a way to deal damage. After we lose our first fight, we get one of the most important conversations, which is our first perk. We go for Straw Man that lets us dodge easier, but we take more damage. I know it seems a bit backwards, but trust me, we're going to be going with a dodge build here. Then next up we go to Silver's gym and sign up for the amateur league, and then we spar with him. Needless to say, we get our asses beaten since we are so terrible. So we need to find a way to win a fight, but we do grind some cash and we do get some skill points for it. So it's not all bad. Now as a side note, fights are important as we need to obtain skill points in order to progress. So even if we lose, it's not a total loss, because we can simply work and fight, it's not a big deal at this point in the game. And we need to progress down the skill tree anyway, because that is going to be a very long road. But as you can see, the fights are really long. And we are at 4 times speed. We gain 1 skill point after our first fight. We're going to need to train with Silver a lot. So we sign up for another fight and get grinding to cash. It's day 6, and after losing a couple of fights, Silver lets us know about a potion vendor, which is fantastic. Because we don't want the potion, we actually want the gym shop so we can start buying training equipment. Because if we can buy training equipment, it lets us grind our stats a little bit. So off we go to the gym shop. Okay, whilst we grind for cash, I'll explain our strategy for fights. Our build will be all about counters. Whilst we're not attacking, we still deal damage, so we need to get away. We need to get to Way of the Tiger or Way of the Turtle. We're going to be getting both anyway, but we'll beeline for Way of the Tiger for wind flow dodge, and then Unstoppable as a way of dealing damage. Our HP will be our way of winning if the fight draws on for too long, and in Way of the Turtle we get some defensive boosts, which are going to be really handy for late game, but we'll come to that bridge when we come to it. Day 27, and we just bought our last piece of training equipment for the home gym, the Wing Chun dummy. As a reminder, I haven't actually trained our stats yet since the game asked me to do push-ups. That means all of our stats are still at level 1. I know, pretty bad. But we're going to grind on skill points a little longer and then start training. Okay, day 43 now. We've stockpiled food in our fridge as much as we can get in there, and we have 60 skill points and a fully functional home gym. Things are really starting to take to our favour. So we can start to fast track our progress for our skills without much hindrance. Consider it a 60 skill point lead before we start the game. Needless to say, it's going to really help us out. So first things first, let's heal our gym and get our stats up. Let's go! So the next day we managed to get Meat Run at level 1. So our stamina won't drop below level 4, which is great for now. But later on we are going to need to get it up some more. But this is a really good start. We also get Don't Fall Down 1, meaning our agility will stay at level 4. And we quickly get Way of the Tiger as well, but we're still short on skill points. I know, 60 skill points still not enough. I know we still need more skill points, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to grinding. And yeah. We got a little bit of a road bump. Since Songbird has beaten us so many times, he's actually moved up the rankings, so we're stuck with another opponent now. His name is Hexor Lamacho, and because of this, we're getting less skill points, which is really annoying. But we get Don't Fall Down 2 after the fight, we chuck a potion and get the ability. Don't have to worry too much now, we just have to get our next perk. Okay, it's day 17. I decide to head into the gym. There's an event that triggers here where you can help a guy bench press, and he'll tell you about another circuit, the underground fighting ring. So, being injuries really don't matter at this point in the game. We help a friend out and make our way to the ultimate fight and get our first ultimate fight right off the bat. Needless to say, we get out as absolutely whooped, but we do get money and some skill points, so it's not too bad, I guess, but we gotta watch out for them injuries. But like I said, at this point in the game, it's not too bad. Right, it's a big day. At day 72, we can finally get unstoppable, which will allow us to be dealing damage in fights, and therefore we can now win fights. I wish we got the underground fights sooner, but you know, you learn as you go, and we can now get our stamina up to endure more hits and fights as we dodge to deal damage. Right, so the next day we have unstoppable, and we got our stamina up to 5, so we enter an underground fight. Here's our setup. Wave the tiger for extra dodging and wind flow dodge as well as unstoppable. Not great, but let's see how we do. There's nothing. We were simply getting hit too much, so we need to up our agility and stamina in order to get better at dealing damage. So let's get silver and get skill points. We're still losing, but at least we can make a dent in our fights now. And I'm eyeing up another agility-based perk, which is Crossroads.
One eternity later.
Day 7, and we have been grinding hard to get Crossroads. And after our Rookie League fight against Songmo, we can finally get a reliable damage dealer for our build, in which we actually start winning fights now. We start in the next ultimate fight and we attach Crossroads and Unstoppable. And we have a dramatic improvement. We can actually deal respectful damage, and we even win the fight before the bell rings. This is definitely a turning point for us in the challenge and a staple for us in the future. With this build, I'm pretty confident we can defeat the Rookie League. But yeah, let's see how we do. Right, first fight of the Rookie League, Songmo. This is going to be a cakewalk. And with that, we beat Songmo so hard we win in the second round. And then Roy has a talk and lets us join him at the bar, which means we've unlocked the bar fights to get even more skill points, which will be important. So we have our first bar fight. We fight Bill Spark and we win no problem at all. We also beat Silver and get a couple of skill points. Man, Crossroads is amazing. Okay, we've got Technician and Faster Reaction along with Demoralize. So we've come to a point in the challenge where we can pretty much take on anyone unless they're a hard counter, such as Salvador Punches or a couple of the Ultimate Fighters in the Underground League. But we are definitely getting stronger, and the next one we need to try and get would be Rice Eater 2 and 3, so we can get our agility even higher. Okay, it's day 117, and we unlock Rice Eater 2. Hopefully this will allow us to get our agility up even quicker, and it shows the results when we're training, but having the Dark Fist DLC and beating the animals in the mask, we get more skill points as well. So we have a showdown on the bridge with a rhino, gaining even more skill points. Lovely. Okay, it's been a while. It's day 147. We unlock Rice Eater 3. This will definitely help in how we train agility and give us a huge advantage when it comes to dodging and gaining stats. We can now go forwards with training agility to outclass most of our opponents easily, especially in the Rookie League, because agility is basically our main form of attack, and that lets us dodge easier and hit our opponents with our counters. So with that, we shall train it. It's day 158 and we beat Big Bobo in the trailer park, and we get our final agility skill, which is Control Fury. Control Fury allows us to get a whopping 30% of our agility if our HP is below 30%. So it is a high risk, high reward, but any advantage is good in this challenge, and I'm willing to take what I can get, especially if it improves our stats. We also help Bobo get an hearing aid, which gives us access to the best job at this stage of the game. Our money grind is now a thing of the past, and Shaggy gives us energy drinks, so we won't have to sleep for a while. All in all, very, very beneficial to us, and we can now focus on our training. Okay, now we have our agility tree filled out, we can focus on getting our next important perk, Meat Runner 2, allowing us to have 8 stamina without worrying about our decay of stamina. And our agility is also a very healthy level 13, allowing us to keep out of harm's way whilst applying damage and simply outclassing our opponents in the Rookie League. Okay, it's day 160 and we managed to get out of the green zone of the ultimate fights and into the yellows, so we get to meet the Don and he gives us a choice of helping him or getting a professional fight card. Naturally, we're going to go and help him because it gives us more skill points. I know late game it's a little bit harder for us, but all the skill points we can get is very, very important. Speaking of skill points, we're now facing 2 opponents in the Ultimate Fighting Ring, which funnily enough is actually easier for us, as we can take out on drawn out fights due to our high agility, and we get paid more too. The money is no longer an object for us, so this is great because we can focus on training more, which is exactly what we need to do. It's day 169 and we beat a duo in our ultimate fights, and we unlock Where the Turtle. As a side note, our agility is so good at level 17 now that we're pretty much untouchable and everyone just can't hit us. It's hilarious. We go against Salvador Punches and it's hilarious as he can't even hit us effectively. Whilst he does do damage, we are countering for far more damage, and we take him out in no time because of our super high agility, and we now have access to the playoffs where we can get our fight card. We also get Meat Runner level 2, so our stamina is now locked at 8, which is absolutely fantastic. We train for many hours in real life time, and we have 19 agility now and 8 stamina. Strength doesn't really matter in our build, but we got 3 strength, so, you know, it's okay. Right, so our first playoff fight is Manny, and whilst it was a close call, we managed to edge out the win thanks to Meat Runner 2. So on to the next fight. It's the semi-finals, and we just got a heavy workout, so we waste 15% less energy on workouts. Very important for our next location of game. But unfortunately, we go down in this fight because we are in rough shape from the ultimate fights. But we do get skill points and a bill of cash, which is always good. Right, due to the power of Edison, let's go on our second attempt at the playoffs. We beat Draxon, as we just have better stats than him and just can reflect damage to him, no problem. And we then go on to the semi-finals. Okay, it's the semi-finals and we have Manny again, who beat us last time. But we come back with a good 21 agility and we take him down hard in the 6th round. It didn't even stand a chance. This is what I mean when we are untouchable. Okay, it's the finals and we have Bill Wilson. And we have a decent build, but he is a hard counter to us because he has Boxing Punch combined with perks to help hit us. This is not good. Boxing Punch is very accurate, and he also has Boxing Combination, which is really bad for us. We go down in the finals of this fight. So we agreed to help with the Dons sooner than expected, and managed to get a job from it. Now we have to deal with Casey, and Casey is a very, very difficult fight. He's got very good stats across the board, and to start with it goes against us, but we slowly pull it back. But then we race neck and neck until we're both down very low on health, and it's literally a one-shot at this point. Literally a crapshoot. But we counter Casey and beat him literally with a sliver of health. All it would take is one hit and we would have gone down. So yeah, that was a scary, scary fight. After that fight, we pick up the perk Shining Knight, which is great, meaning the more stamina we have, the more damage mitigation we have, which is fantastic for what we're trying to do. So, because our build is all about focusing on reflection, so we don't actually use that much stamina, so our defense just goes up quite nicely. Anyway, we head back to Don and get caught with a gun and end up in prison. Standard practice really, I guess. Whilst in prison, we want to get out as quickly as possible whilst maintaining our stats, because once we get out of prison, we're going to have a really good gym. So first thing we're going to do is go up against the first prisoner. Now, the first guy wasn't too difficult, but he eventually went down in a few rounds. It wasn't too bad, as you can see on the footage. As for the second guy, he was even easier and went down no problem. He was very easy. The third guy is a similar build to us, but we take him very quickly and destroy him because we are just simply better at agility. And lastly, we have the champion. He's a big hitter, but inaccurate, which is absolute jackpot for us. He's the easiest fighter we face here in the prison. And with that, we're free into the late game. I know, right? No attacks, and we're now into the late game. I just cannot believe this. Okay, we meet our brother in the warehouse, and he's very surprised to see us, but he introduces us to the gang hideout. First thing we need to do is get our build optimized and get income rolling in. With a couple of poker games and a deal, we can get our first passive income at level 2. This will make life a lot easier for us as we don't have to worry about cash. And we get a passive income, so we don't even have to work, so we can focus on training. Right, first gang boss, we have Jex. We've improved our stats dramatically and got meat runner level 3, and we start. It's a decent fight and we managed to keep neck and neck, but we eventually managed to dodge enough attacks and pull him down. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty damn tough, but it's good that we beat him. We upgrade pretty much everything in the hideout and do a couple of poker games to get the respect we want to take on Mighty Bruce. Mighty Bruce is an agility build, but like most agility builds in this game, we pretty much outclass them with sheer stats. So he is much easier than Jex, strangely enough. And without too much effort, he falls to the ground in a few rounds. That was easy. So, not much between Mighty Bruce and the next boss, Soul Slayer, probably the brother of Soul Burner in the prison we face. But anyway, let's get to it. Soul Burner is a scary opponent because he has high health and Cobra Strike, a deadly combo for us, and on top of that he has a decent amount of agility. We try what we can to begin with, and he does hit us a few times with Cobra Strike, but our stamina saved us so much. And our agility once again tops our opponent, so we dip, duck, dive and dodge like no tomorrow and take the win. Very glad that went well, literally by the skin of our teeth. After the fight, we do the final upgrade on our gang HQ. We didn't really need this, but it helps nonetheless, and we can just focus fully on trading now. And the next gang boss is Triple X. So Triple X is a tough fight. He has very good moves against us, and he's a very fearsome opponent and does a lot of damage. So instead of chugging an agility potion like I wanted to, I decided to go for a stamina potion and improve our stats. We have a very, very decent fight, and he does pretty decent damage. As with most of our fights, we outclass our opponent by having excellent stats once again, and being a decent shield reflecting damage. We beat him down fairly decently, but he was probably our toughest opponent yet. He was very, very difficult. Next up, we get Mr. Pimp. He has Tormentor Strikes and some deadly abilities, and he has exceptional health. This is definitely a challenge. When we start, he gets a few decent hits on us, and we gradually claw it back, and then we beat him piece by piece, round by round, and we eventually win the fight. That was very nerve-wracking. With that win, we can now go to the cutscene. Once we get the cutscene and grab the invitation, we are able to go to the final island where we face Sub-273, a ninja just like us, and he's wailing to fight us, and we ensure our final battle. I thought this fight was going to be very, very difficult, but the fight swings in our favour right from the start, and we just keep reflecting damage again and again against the ninja, and he keeps taking damage. Our stamina is making sure any damage done isn't a problem, and our agility is coming into its own. So our fight against the ninja is going pretty one-sided actually, until he finally falls, giving us not only the victory, but to win this whole challenge to answer the original question. And the answer is yes, you can beat Punch Club without attacking. And man, it was a tough challenge with a slow start, but Crossroads, that is a powerful ability and it is a staple. And Unstoppable, my gosh, that was pretty awesome. But you can actually beat this game without attacking and only dodging and countering. I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you liked the video, and comment down below if you have any other challenges. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye for now.